Hi everybody, it's Kara. A video or so ago I showed you my gray pocket size Malden and the setup that I have. And a couple of the things that I showed you were these little dividers that I was using. You can see up here. And then I also showed you that I had a kind of unique pocket over here. And I wanted to do a follow-up video to show you how I made those things. So for the dividers, I wanted to kind of give a little shout out to Nadine. It's Sunday morning early here and I'm drawing a blank on what her YouTube channel is, but I will put a link down below so you can check out her video. She did one using some Project Life dividers, which is what I have here, and she cut them down and basically made a flyleaf, I believe, for her, I think it was a personal sized Filofax. So I really liked that idea. I like the top tabs. I like that you can get these in a design. She actually had a clear one, you know, a see-through one that she stamped on, which I thought was really cool. But anyway, I went out and got a set of these and decided to cut them down. I did it just slightly different than she did, but it was super simple to do. So basically, I measured the size of the pages in my pocket, and just this way, okay? Because obviously, I don't need to worry about the width because you can see it's almost the same size, just a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna have to cut off the bottom part. So I measured the length and it was 4 3/4. And then, because I personally wanted the tabs to stand out like that, I measured on the tab part from basically the little line where the design stops up to the top, and that's about 3/4 of an inch. So I added 3/4 of an inch to 4 3/4, which gave me a length of 5 1/2 inches. So I just took out one of my little cutters and cut it at 5 1/2, lined it up, and that's about perfect for my pocket size Malden. Once I had it cut at 5 1/2, like you can see right here, I took my corner chomper and I used it on the bottom too, because I didn't want them to be sharp. And then I took my Crop-A-Dile and did the holes. I do have one of those hole punches that I've shown you in a video, but I don't think it's so great to use for this type of material. So I just pulled out my Crop-A-Dile. You will see that there is one hole already in here, and it's not really in the best place. So what I did is I took a piece of paper and I just basically held the paper up, because all of mine, my dividers are really dark, so I can't like draw a little circle or anything. It's too hard to see. I literally just took a piece of paper out, and I used some scrap paper, and I'll tell you what I mean by that in just a second. But I basically, once I had this cut, took the paper out, held it up to the line and to what would be the end of the divider, and I just hole punched, okay? And that's how I got the holes in there. Now, just to show you, just so you know, in case it might bother you, there's that hole it came with. And then the other two holes on either side are placed somewhat close, as you can see. But it doesn't bother me, and so far I haven't seen any real wear or tear. I'm not that super hard on my dividers. If something happens, I can always put some reinforcers there or something, but so far it's working out really well. And I love the designs on this particular set. It went really well with the color of my Malden. I just love them. So that's how I did those. One thing I will say, make sure you realize that these have a see-through film on them that you have to peel off. Because yes, I didn't realize that the first time. So it peels off and leaves you with the pattern on the divider still, but it will impact whether or not you can get something to stick on here if you leave that plastic film on. It's kind of like when you get, you know, new electronics and you have to peel that thing off. It's kind of that idea. So there's the divider, and the really cool thing about this is that I'm left with all of these other pieces, which I can probably use on a larger Filofax, which I have coming. So there's that. Hopefully you guys give that a try. I did use my Dymo label maker. I think you could probably also put like washi tape up here. Depending on the color of the tabs, you could stamp on them, or you could, you know, write in certain kinds of marker, but this is very slick. So just be forewarned that, you know, you're going to have to probably find a really special marker if you want to write directly on it, because it's very slick and I don't know how easily that stuff will dry. Okay, so then that leaves us with this little pocket that I did here, and I basically attached it to one of the top loading pockets that come with this. You know, you can put stuff in here. Okay, so I have one of those. Here's a blank top loading pocket. That's the good thing about getting several pockets. You have lots of extra things. So when I first started using this, I could not find any of those credit card holders, which is what this is right here. Okay, they were not in stock anywhere. I couldn't find them. I got really lucky and a friend of mine found them afterwards, so I do have a couple of them now. But I was looking for something to use because, like I said, I wanted to use this as a wallet. So when I was over at Mochi Things, shopping for other stuff that I, you know, probably didn't need, I found this pocket sticker card. Okay, and I ordered a couple of them. I want to say they're $2.95 each, I think. And what it is a pocket, and it's got a sticky back to it. And so I basically held it up to this to see if it was going to work size-wise, and it does. It's a perfect fit for the pocket one. I did not want it on the front, but you could put it on the front if you wanted to, because it opens up here, okay? And then there are 3 openings for cards right here as well. I did mine on the back because I knew I was going to put credit cards in it, and I don't want my credit cards like right there in the front where anybody can see them. I realize you can see them if I flip the pages, but if I have it, you know, like this, it's not that easy to see. Okay? So if you want to do this, you just take your pocket, you basically peel it off. It's very sticky. You kind of decide where you want it, and usually I line things up backwards. The other thing that kind of bothered me when I was looking at possibly doing this on the front, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but it just slightly is going to overlap this little thing, this little cutout, and you'd have to do something with that, like cut it out. So I decided to put it on the back. And again, let me check it out. So that'll be about perfect. Turn it around. Line it up kind of where you want it. And basically just stick it down. And there you go. So then you end up having still your top loading pocket here. Turn it over, you have one that's on the side, and then 3 credit card holders right here. And then you can just, you know, slip it in your Filofax and it works great. So hopefully the dividers and the pocket is something that you want to try, and it'll help you out in your Filofax or your planner, whatever kind you have. Oh, I do want to mention, when I was talking about using extra paper, what I was mentioning there is a lot of times when you get a Filofax, there's pages in it that you aren't going to need. Maybe it's diary pages where the date's already passed by, whatever. And I use those kind of things when I'm trying something out in the Filofax. So if I'm trying out a new pen and I want to see if the ink's going to bleed, I use some older paper. When I was hole punching the dividers, I used older paper and put it on top in case I messed up. I wasn't, you know, hurting a piece of paper that I really needed for my actual Filofax. So hopefully all of this made sense and is helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye!